Plaintiff Alexander Stinnett says the defendant is his cousin, and he's always broke because he spends his money on weed and whining and dining big women. Alexander claims he loaned the defendant money and bailed him out of jail, but he has yet to be repaid, so he's suing. Defendant Uma Hill says anytime Alexander acts like he's doing him a favor, he always ends up holding it over Uma's head. Uma insists he tried to make payments on the loans, but Alexander refused to take his money.
Start with you.
Well, Judge, for the most part, my cousin is like my partner in crime, my ace, but he do a lot of irresponsible things, and
But so are you. That's your partner in crime. Then you do the same thing he does bad. Go ahead.
In this instance, we not doing crime, but
You said it. I didn't say it. You starting off wrong. You the one mentioned crime, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. What you trying to check me for? Check yourself. Go ahead.
We made a move together, and it turned out to be an epic fail due to the fact my cousin is always broke because he spent his money on weed and whining and dining big women.
Weed and big women.
Whining and dining. Expensive big women.
Well, so did I until my wife lost weight. Which I don't care for, by the way. She loves to say, I lost her. I just, Got out here in Hollywood, now you want to lose them women until you lose weight. Don't you lose weight? Go ahead. Go back to Detroit, where the women are healthy and good looking. Grab on to. Get you some collard greens. You out here eating this little bit of stuff. They give you a plate in L.A. It's about that big, and only half of it is filled with food. They're going back to Detroit, get some of that fried chicken, candy yams, collard greens, muffins, macaroni and cheese.
Good. Smoked turkey legs.
There you go. There you go. All right, what was she gonna give me? All right, but that's what she gets. She mess with me, I tell her I got a big stage now. When you talk crazy to me, I ain't gonna talk crazy back to you. I'm gonna tell millions of people. All right, you give me some background on yourself, sir.
Well, I'm hardworking.
The hardly working.
No.
That's why
Right? Hardly working.
That's why I broke.
I'm hardworking. Me and my cousin, we've been ace coon boom since we been little. And we kind of split up. When we got adolescent, he moved out. I stayed in Chicago, and then we wound up getting back together again, and we just recontinued everything. But my cousin, on the other hand, is like a little temperamental every once in a while, and then like he'll do something, and then he'll go right back and return on it. Like I got a prime example. We go out to eat a lot. We ordered some chicken wings one time. And he kept on insisting, eat the chicken wing. Go eat your piece of chicken, it's good. I'm like, I'm all right, because I know how he is. So when I eat the chicken, he like, the bill comes.
That's right.
And then he like, oh, so you ordered some chicken wings, right? I'm like, how? Because I had one chicken wing. You trying to throw that back on me.
When you order chicken wings, if you just eat one, then they're gonna say, oh, okay, that's all right. You don't have to pay the rest. You're gonna owe the whole bill. You should have took the other ones home. So tell me what did happen? How did you handle that? That's not what the lawsuit is about, but how did you handle that?
Well, I mean, we always arguing back and forth.
He always do, didn't pay.
Were you at least honest with him? Tell him you spent all your money on weed and big women?
That's something he found out over time. Like, that wasn't.
Oh, okay. You didn't want to bust yourself. He found out on his own. All right. You said it. I didn't say it. You starting off wrong. You the one mentioned crime, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. What you trying to check me for? Check yourself.
Plaintiff Alexander Stinnett is suing his cousin, who he claims spends all of his money on weed and large women.
Tell me about the loans you're suing him for.
Well, in July, last year, for some miscellaneous reason, he asked me to borrow $500. So of course I'm like, sure. When you gonna pay me back? I get paid a couple weeks, which was August, and he said that he would pay me back. I never got that $500 because the day he was supposed to pay me back, he ended up gambling all the money away.
You have a gambling problem too?
It's not a real problem. It's a real problem.
No, it's a problem.
You got too many real problems.
I tried to I had the money, got the money to pay him back, and then I just tried to
you addicted to too much. I can't help you. I was gonna try to get you some help of some sort, but those are 3 different types of rehabs. You addicted to big women, you addicted to weed, and you're addicted to gambling. You gotta give a couple of them up.
I'm not
I know it ain't gonna get that big women. That's right. That's right.
I like to eat. She like to eat.
Hey, you say if they know what we know,
I'll stay sober.
Stop.
I'll stay sober, but
trouble. I'm acting a fool up here today. All right. So let's get back to the loan.
But so I did plan on paying them the money back, but
500 so far.
That was the first. Like we always wind up exchanging money back and forth.
Who winds up paying back?
But I mean, I had wound up falling on hard times. I had lost my job, so it's like that was the only reason why I was trying to get my money.
Every time it's hard with him. He always on hard times.
All right. All right. So 500 is what I have so far. What about the balance? $1,000. When did you loan him that money?
So the day that he loses the money gambling, the 500, I go to pick him up, and he's like, "Hey, I need to borrow your car. I got my license." I'm like, "Cool." He take the car. He ended up getting locked up for driving without a license. Right now he's arrested, and he called me to bond him out for additional $1,000. Which I did. He told me that I would get that, plus the $500 that he owed me when the case was over. He never got a chance to give me my money back when the case was over because he did the same thing a week later and forfeited that bond, driving without a license. Oof. So I never received none of my money back.
You are irresponsible. Tell me about this.
The $1,000 was simply because when I went to court, they had kept the bond like he said. So I told him I felt bad behind that, so I'm gonna pay you back. And I tried to pay him back multiple times, but it was like in increments because I was only getting my money in increments, and he never accepted it. And that's how he wound up here. Like
You wouldn't accept his money?
Your Honor, I didn't want an increment of $27.
That's right.
Not 25.
1,500, 27, not a big
It was
increment.
like at least 80 at a time. It was at least 80 at a time. The first time it was 27.
It was never nowhere near that. It was always 27 or 35. That's not an increment out of $1,500.
$1,500. So at least you're honest enough to admit it, that you owe. Your only defense is hardship, and that he wouldn't accept the payment plan that you offered. He doesn't have to. So I'm gonna grant him his judgment of $1,500, and sir, just don't spend all your money on women and weed. That's my only advice to you, all right?
Yes, Sean.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I'm just glad that the judge saw things in my favor. I'm tired of my cousin being irresponsible and losing my money.
Say my fault, cuz, but we just have to stop spending money together, man.
No, you got to stop spending my money.